Hello everybody, welcome to the Kettlebell Gym. This workout is 4 rounds. Our first round being a lighter kettlebell, more of a warm-up, and then we're gonna progress with heavier kettlebells as we go through the workout. So ideally you want to have 3 kettlebells for this workout, what you would consider to be somewhere in the light medium range, and then 2 more bells heavier than that progressively. So I'm using a medium weight, a medium heavy, and a heavy weight bell. Get warmed up before we begin, find somewhere nice to train, and let's get started. We're going to start off, as I said, our first round using the light, or actually what I would consider to be a medium weight kettlebell, but the lighter of the 3 that I've selected for the workout. The first round of this workout, as I mentioned, is more of a warm-up phase, and for that reason, we're not going to put the bell down. We're just going to hold on to it as we go through 10 reps of some various exercises, and I'm going to tell you what they are right now so you are prepared, and then you can also follow along as we train, okay? So we're going to start off with 10 alternating hand kettlebell swings, so 5 per hand, and then keeping that same rep count as we move into cleans, then clean and press, then clean press windmill, then snatch, and finally snatch to overhead squat. Okay, so 5 on each hand, switching with each rep of those exercises in that order. And if you guys are ready, round 1, here we go. Alternating swings, 10 total reps. When you're done, just clean it to the rack position. So there's 10 and a clean. 1 or 2 breaths is fine. Swing, switch, and clean. You guys can work at your own pace. Could be faster than me, could be slower than me. We're going to work through 10 total cleans. And when we're done, we're going to go through 10 total clean and jerk, or clean and press, I should say. And you can use any variation of press that you want, but with this sort of medium weight bell, and there's 10, so a swing, switch, clean, and press. And with this medium weight bell, a military press should not be too big of a deal. But if you want to do a push press, feel free to do that too. So up to 10 total, clean and press, 5 per hand with a swing switch in between every rep. There's a total of 8 of 10, and when we're done here, we're just going to add a windmill to this movement and stay with the clean and press. So there's 10. Clean press and windmill. And at this point, the time under tension for each exercise, each rep, becomes considerably longer. So we're going to be here for a while, getting through this last stage. We've got 3 parts of this round 1 left. Pull to rack, swing, switch, clean and press. And there's 2 and 2 of a quick set of just 5 and 5. When we're done here, we move on to snatches, which will be a little bit shorter. They'll happen quickly. But then we're going to finish with that snatch to overhead squat and slow things back down again. It does feel really nice to go through this range of motion, especially with a weight that is not in the least bit intimidating. Something that just allows you to kind of move on your own terms, especially when you're still kind of warming up and preparing your body for a workout. So there's 10, 5 and 5 total. Now, pull it to the rack, swing, switch, and snatch, swing, switch with every rep. And these will go by quickly. All the way down, swing, switch, all the way up. Nice little rhythm to this. There's halfway through, 5 of 10, and 6. Two reps to go, and then we're going to add the overhead squat to this lift as we finish off round 1 of 4 in this workout. So there's 10. Right into swing, switch, snatch, to overhead squat, nice and controlled. Adding that time under tension, slowing things down just a little bit. And this one coming up is number 5 of 10. So here we are halfway through. We get through 5 more reps of this. Set the bell down. And you should be officially warmed up by that point. Just 2 to go. Snatch, overhead squat, swing, switch. And there we go. Good job, you guys. You may be moving a little more quickly than me, but it's also very likely that you're moving a little more slowly than I am. So take your time to catch up. Work at your own pace. When you're done, set it safely and take a break, okay? Get something to drink if you need to. Let your heart rate come down. That was a pretty high heart rate warm up. Introduction to our workout. We got 3 rounds to go, and we will start using some of these heavier kettlebells. Round 2 is about getting you accustomed to a slightly heavier weight, but we're not going to jump all the way up here. So I'm using the medium weight bell from the 3 that I've selected, which for me would be what I consider to be sort of a heavy end of medium. To give you guys more clarity on this, I started off with a 53-pound bell, which is about 25% of my body weight. And now I'm moving up to a 70-pound bell, which is roughly 33% of my body weight. Okay, so from a quarter of my body weight to about a third of my body weight. This is what I would consider to be about medium heavy, and then I will be moving up one more time before we finish this workout. Okay, so if you guys are ready, this second round is very simple. We're going to go through 10 two-handed kettlebell swings, 10 push-ups, 5 times. Okay, very, very simple. It won't take very long. Just pace yourself so that muscle fatigue and the heart rate doesn't get out of control. Okay, 10 swings, 10 push-ups, 5 rounds, 5 sets for round 2. Here we go. And there's 10 swings. Not feeling too bad at all. Definitely this weight, very swingable. Moving on to 10 push-ups. Here we go. Any type of push-up that you guys want to do here is fine. So there's 10. And remember, if you guys are going through these push-ups and they get a little challenging, we're going to need a little bit of strength left for round 3 and 4. So feel free to make them easier by raising your upper body, taking some of that resistance out. 10 swings, here we go. Work at your own pace here, guys. So if you feel the heart rate getting up a little bit too much, then just take a break in between those push-ups and the swings. And there's 10. Nice thing about these sets is they go by very, very quickly. The heart rate, though, it really stays continuous. Mostly because we're moving from muscle group to muscle group. So the muscle fatigue doesn't get too extreme, but that heart rate, it keeps climbing if you don't slow down and pace yourself. 10 push-ups, here we go. Switching sides here on the kettlebell this time. As you can see, I'm using the kettlebell to give me a little more range of motion, so we get a little bit deeper, and also kind of offset my weight, add a little bit of extra challenge. And there's 10. That kettlebell push-up that I'm doing, incidentally, is a great way to progress to the one-arm push-up, because it really does force you to press off of more one arm than the other. So you can, if you're working on doing those one-arm push-ups, you can use that as a little way to help progress towards that. Our third set here in round number 2, 10 swings, 10 push-ups. You guys work at your own pace. Take the breaks that you need to. Your experience of this workout is going to be very unique based upon your experience with kettlebells and how much weight you're using relative to your own strength. And there we go. Do this set on the ground. And there we go. 10 swings, 10 push-ups, 3 sets in the bag of a total of 5. In this, our second round of 4 in this workout. Things are going to change in this workout. We're definitely going to, for the third round, bring the heart rate down a little bit, work more into the muscle. And then for the fourth round, it'll be a little bit of both, because we will be using the heavy bell that we've selected for the day. Just 2 sets of this left, this little sequence. Once the heart rate is controlled, all systems are go. Here we go. It's bringing the heart rate up
But that bell, weight-wise, I feel so primed and prepped for it that it's feeling relatively light at this point, which is really what you want. And there's 10. We got one set of this little combo left. You want this to be light. 2 reasons. We don't want to be lingering on round 2 for forever. We want to be moving on. So if it's too heavy, we take longer breaks in between. Also, of course, you don't want to get to the point where you're excessively fatigued. We're going to move up in weight from here. So this is still a little bit of prep in that sense. Last set, 10 swings. Here we go. And there it is. Set it safely when you're done. And let's finish off this round with our push-ups. And I'm going to use 2 kettlebells here, and I'll get some nice deep range of motion as we finish off round number 2. And there's 10. Good job, you guys. Now, I'm moving that bell back off to the side, was helping me with the push-ups. And we're gonna stick with a bell that we have for round 3. So, before we begin round 3, taking 30 to 60 seconds of a break if you need to, not a bad idea. Shake out your muscles, let your heart rate come down and control it if you need to. Also take the opportunity to get something to drink before we begin. Round number 3, you're gonna have your option for the press, and you can use either a military press, a push press, or a jerk, depending upon, of course, the amount of weight that you have available to you. So maybe you don't have a weight that's appropriate for doing a jerk, in which case you want to back up to a push press or a military press. However, if you're using a somewhat heavy belt like I am, again, I'm not going to the extremely heavy belt quite yet, but somewhere that's in the upper reaches of medium for me, I'm going to go with the Kettlebell Jerk. And we're going to combine that with a bent row. Okay, so again here our rep count is going to be 5 and 5 on each hand for a total of 10 for 5 sets in round 3. So 5 press, push press or jerk, switch to the other hand, 5 press, push press or jerk, and then we're going to come down to the bell for 5 bent rows per hand, and that will be completed 5 times. Okay, so if you guys are ready, heart rate's under control, perform a kettlebell clean to get things started. Get that bell into the rack position, and here we go. So there's 5. I'm just going to swing switch for transportation and clean. And there's 5 to the rack and set it safely. Now, our bent rows, elbow to knee. Let's use a lunge stance for stability, flat back, 5 reps. And 5 again. Flat back and pull. Set it safely when you're done. Putting that bell out front. A little breath, a little break. That's our first set of 5 in this third round. Don't gas yourself here, you guys. Don't fatigue your muscles here. Pace yourself out so that you have plenty of gas left in the tank at the end of round 3 to finish a very challenging round 4 using a heavier bell. Here we go. Swing, switching clean. And there's a total of 10. 5 and 5. Set number 2 of this workout. Almost done. We've got 5 rows on each hand. Set number 2 of round 3 of a total of 4 rounds. And there's 5. Switching hands. And down. Placing that bell back out front. Backing away. Giving it just a little bit of respect. Myself a little bit of space from the lead. And here we go. Getting ready for set number 3 of round 3. You guys work this at your own pace. If the heart rate gets out of control, if the muscles start to get shaky or unstable, slow it down. Even consider going down in weight as you need to, okay? And like I said, you should not be gassed or fatigued even by the end of this round. Clean. And press. Push, press, or jerk. Back to the ground. About halfway through round 3 right here. Five rows. And there it is. Round 3 of 3 in the bag. Or set 3 of round 3. We have 2 rounds left. And actually the push presses / jerks are feeling easier as I go. The heart rate is climbing up consistently, but the jerks do feel easier. In fact, I was push pressing that last round. My body's getting used to the bell overhead, which is what we need because we will be going heavier again overhead. Set number 4 underway of 5 in round number 3 of 4. And there's 5 to the rack, swing, switch, and clean for transportation to the other side. There we go. I got a tiny little bit sloppy on those jerks. Let the bell drift too far to the outside. Had to pull it back into center to stabilize it, getting a little bit ahead of myself. Bent rows. Elbow on the knee, flat back. 5 and 5. And there it is. Very well done, you guys. We are really getting through this workout. Round 5, or round 4, I should say, probably won't take quite as long time-wise, although that will depend upon the pace at which you choose to go, depending upon the weight that you're using. In the meantime, we're on round 3. We've done 4 of 5 sets of this push-pull combination. So let's finish it off. We'll take one more quick break if you need to get anything to drink, recover any excess fatigue that you're feeling, and then we'll get right into our final round. There's 5. Swing, switch for transportation, and clean. And up. And there it is. There's 5. We're almost through. Let's do this. I can honestly tell you that was actually starting to feel a little bit heavy. Those jerks, or push press / jerks. And there we have it. Good job, you guys. Round 3 of 4 in the bag. We're on the home stretch of this workout, and I know there's a lot of fatigue kicking in right now. Your heart rate is up, and you're starting to feel like jello. But you guys have another round in you. Take a moment to recover. Shake out your body. Let your heart rate come down. Get all 3 kettlebells that you've used in this workout ready. And one last thing, don't take too long, because you don't want to cool down and lose the benefit of this activated nervous system and these muscles that are ready to go. So a minute or 2 if you need it. Hydrate, breathe, shake it off, get your bells ready. Round 4 is coming up. You can set your kettlebells up the way that I have, if you wish, from medium weight to a heavy medium bell, and then all the way up to something I would consider to be right smack dab in the middle of the heavyweight range, okay? And we're gonna start off with the medium weight bell, the lightest of the 3, and we're gonna do 3 dead snatches per hand. Easy. Then we're gonna graduate up, do it again, graduate up, and do it again. At that point, take a moment to break before we run back down the rack, starting from the heaviest down to the lightest, with that same rep count till we finish the round with 3 dead snatches per hand on the medium weight or the lightest kettlebell of the 3, okay? If you guys are ready, work at your own pace, take your breaks, take your breaths as you need them. Work at your own pace and don't get too crazy. Here we go. And that feels super light, which is how it should be. So there's 3. and 3. Coming over to the medium weight bell, heart rate's definitely negligible as far as the increase from the medium weight bell, but nonetheless, slow it down, don't go right into it because these are going to accumulate very quickly. 3 and 3, here we go. Safety check, and up. Now with this, you can use it as a litmus test to determine whether that next bell that you have waiting for you is right. How does this weight feel? If you're barely getting it up, then consider sticking with that weight. As far as the weight itself, not too big of a deal. The only thing that I'm really dealing with is high heart rate from a fast pace. Moving on. 3 and 3. We have 2 sets of that. Moving on to that. This is what I would consider right in the middle of heavy. Depending upon how you look at things. The heaviest bell that I use is 124 pounds, and this one is 88. So it definitely goes up a lot from here. So here we go. 3 and 3. There's 2, 1 more, and there it is. To the rack, to the ground, switching hands, and up. And there's 3. Hold it up. There's your trophy. Halfway through our 4th and final round of this workout. And there it is. So it worked for me, and hopefully it worked for you too. The way that we progressed, because not only was I able to manage that weight with a heavy snatch, but also do it with what was perceived to me with a little more effort than I was using with a 70. So that would be what we're looking for. And that comes mostly by developing technique, which we've been doing, and also getting that body primed and dealing with sort of heavy weights. Coming up, 3 and 3. Starting again with the heavy, down to the medium heavy, and all the way down to the medium weight bell. Finishing this workout strong. Here we go. And I was having such a good time there. I actually did 4 with my left hand. Not intentionally. I was just getting carried away in the lift. Moving down. Controlling the heart rate before you begin here. Okay, don't do it if it's out of control. A little high is one thing. But you should be able to regulate your breathing. If you're gasping for air, it's not the time to lift something heavy. We are upregulated in our recruitment of motor units for this lift, about as much as we could expect at this point. This bell should feel like nothing compared to what we've just done. But the heart rate is already up, and you want to move right into it because it's going to feel light. But it's going to get the heart rate up even more. But what the heck, let's go for it. 3 and 3. It just pops right up there, doesn't it? Even though it's light, you guys stay focused on your technique. Flatten the back, stay safe, and work at a pace that you can control. You see me moving quickly in those. And it's not because I'm being sloppy or trying to rush. It's because I'm working at the fastest pace that I can control, because that is the most efficient way to move. But if you're moving so fast you can't control it, slow it down, okay? It is in the long run by far the more appropriate way to do it. So you weren't seeing my profile there as I finished up, but coming down from that snatch, adopting that lordotic lifting posture every single time before you snatch that next weight. Don't get sloppy, don't round your back. Be super aware of what you're doing. Hope you guys enjoyed this workout. My heart rate is extremely high right now, and I feel beat, but I also feel like I might try and play around with my next heavier bell and see if I can't use what I've learned here today to practice my next weight heavier dead snatch. That's what I'm gonna go for. You guys have fun. Thanks for working out with me today. I'll see you next time in the kettlebell gym.